Hey folks, DocScottJahn here. Just got done working out, and I want to talk to you a little bit about shoulder health, because I usually make these videos after I get done working out because I see something in the gym that somebody's doing that's either dangerous or not correct. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about shoulders. A lot of times I see people stretching their shoulders, either as a warm-up or something. They bring their hand across their body and they stretch like this. So let me tell you why not recommended. First of all, you have a bicep tendon that goes from here and it goes in a bicipital groove in the humerus, which is this bone right here. You can see this little divot on me, okay? So when you bring the arm across, it's possible that you can get a little impingement on that bicep tendon or the bursa, which is a little fluid-filled sac right above it, and irritate it. Secondly, if you're gonna do that stretch, if I can't convince you not to, turn the palm up and come across the body that way. This way you're not gonna cause any problem with that. But the thing we gotta ask is, why are we doing that stretch, right? If we're stretching a muscle, it's because it's tight, right? And no other reason. You're not gonna stretch a muscle as a warm-up, right? You really don't wanna stretch cold muscles anyway, right? So if we think of what's tight, the back, this is stretching the back of the shoulders, which is on a posterior chain, which is usually not tight on too many people. Everybody is stuck in this position because they're sitting at a desk or something like that. So stretching the posterior chain, it's a waste of time. You'd want to stretch the anterior chain, right? The front, anterior deltoid, the pec, both major and minor, right? This will open you up, right? So instead of doing that stretch to warm up your shoulder, just do a couple of light sets, 1 or 2 light sets before you get into your working sets. So you can use something like a TheraBand like this, in which case you just grab it in front, and the closer you grab it together, the more resistance it is, but we don't want too much resistance in the beginning. So we'll grab it right here, and you just do maybe 15, 20 reps of this. Now we're doing a working set. We're getting metabolic activity. We're heating up that area because we're working with a little bit of resistance, okay? Much, much better to warm up your posterior shoulder like that than to stretch it, all right? The other thing we want to talk about is when we're like this, right? Anterior shoulders, okay? Hunchback. Usually we'll see the hands in a posterior position, right? Your hands are supposed to be at the side of your body. A lot of times when we look back, you see their hands being totally rotated. What that means is your rotator cuff, your subscapularis, which is on the anterior side of your rotator, has turned inward, right? Not recommended for shoulder health. So we want to stretch that. The way we would stretch that, arm at your side. It's good to put a towel underneath your elbow because the angle of the shoulder, we want it in a favorable position. And then you would externally rotate. You can use a door frame or something like that to help push it just a little bit further, right? We don't really need to stretch the posterior, the teres minor or the infraspinatus, because very rarely do we see somebody sitting like that, right? So just to conclude, we want a working set, couple sets to warm up the area, and a stretch for if we have our arms facing this way when we look in the mirror. We're looking like that as opposed to that, all right? Hope this helps. So if it does, like this video, share it with friends, follow me for more tips, all right? See you next time.